here, Gourmet Next Door. Tonight I got a super awesome recipe for you. We're gonna be making a honey mustard salmon and I'm gonna pair it with broccoli tots. And the best part is everything's gonna cook in the air fryer in less than 10 minutes. So really simple couple of ingredients here we need. So first I got some really nice organic salmon here. And then typical duo, I got some honey and I have some Dijon mustard here. You can also use whole grain mustard. Now for the broccoli tots, I'm gonna use a head of broccoli and then I'm gonna throw in just a little bit of breadcrumbs, around 75 grams or so. Well, I'm gonna put some Parmesan cheese. I got 1 egg and salt and pepper. That's as simple as it gets. Without further ado, let's get cooking. So the first thing I'm gonna start is actually with the tots, because I'm gonna make the tots and then I'm gonna put them in the freezer just a couple of minutes so they set a little bit before we throw them into the air fryer. So for this, I'm gonna be basically using my handy dandy food processor here. Now the broccoli. So what I've done with the broccoli to maintain this beautiful green color is I actually blanch the broccoli. So I bring some water up to a boil and then I submerge the florets into the boiling water and just a couple of minutes, just test it with the fork. It has to be fork tender. And then I shock it. So I basically drain the broccoli from the boiling water and I put it into the cold water. And that makes sure that we get this beautiful, vibrant green. So this broccoli has been already cooked. I'm just gonna go ahead and put my florets into my food processor. I might have to do this in batches because I have a small one, so I don't want to overcrowd. Let's get whizzing. Now you just want to kind of break apart the broccoli. You don't want this to be like baby food. So just a couple of pulses and you're done. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump my broccoli. We all love broccoli. We all know it's good for you. It has lots of fiber, lots of vitamin C. But the thing with broccoli is it gets boring very quickly, right? So this is a really nice spin on a typical broccoli, just to kind of spice things up and give it a little zhuzh. So our broccoli is all done. So into this, I'm gonna go ahead and add some panko breadcrumbs. Now we need to add this because broccoli has a lot of water. So we need something to soak up. You can also use potato. I think if you love potatoes, you could do sweet potato, regular potato. That would also be a great binder. Okay, so now into this, I'm gonna go ahead and crack 1 egg. And then my favorite ingredient of all time, I'm gonna go ahead and grate some Parmeggiano Reggiano. So they're gonna be nice and cheesy. Tots. Oops. My Parmigiano got too excited there, jumped out of the package. You can use any kind of cheese for this. You could do mozzarella. Any kind of nice melty cheese would be great for this. I think that's enough cheese. If you know me, you know I love cheese. Now into this mixture, I'm just gonna add a little bit black pepper and a little bit salt. He's gotta have flavor. Now I'm gonna take a spoon and just give them a mix. This is a great way to get your veggies in. It's just such a fun way to eat broccoli. And again, making it in the air fryer saves me time and effort. So what's not to love? Okay, now we're gonna make our little tots. So I'm just putting a parchment paper here on my sheet pan. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and give these guys a little shape. Now you can make them as big as you want, but I'm gonna just go with a bite size, kind of a tot. Look at this broccoli tot! Now I'm just gonna put them in the freezer a little bit so they have time to set. If you've ever eaten a tot, you know what they look like. This is something super fun also you could do with your kids. And again, they won't even know they're eating their veggies. How great can it be? Now you could leave these in the freezer and just take them out and throw them into the air fryer whenever you want. So they're also very convenient from that perspective. If you don't have an air fryer, I suggest you buy one. Just kidding. You can also do this basically in the oven. So just cook them a little longer, but they will get just as delicious and crispy and super great also in the oven. I think salmon and broccoli are just such a great combination. The colors, the textures, everything is really match made in heaven. So my tots are ready. I'm just gonna stick them in the freezer for a couple of minutes until I do my salmon marinade. Okay, now let's move on to our salmon marinade, which is gonna be a honey mustard. Now I have manuka honey here, which is super high quality, but you could just use regular honey. I just don't have on hand, so I'm just gonna use my manuka honey. So just 1 teaspoon of honey. And then I'm gonna put same amount of mustard. Now honey mustard, why it works is one is spicy, one is sweet, so they really balance each other super well. Now into this you could also throw in some garlic, that would also be super nice. You could put some chili sauce, that would be nice. If you haven't seen my sriracha mustard salmon, watch it because it's super good also. So let's move on to the salmon now. I got a tail end here. It's quite a big 250 gram salmon, so I'm gonna do half of it and then I'm gonna freeze the other half for another night. Now what I love about salmon is super high in omega-3, it's super high in healthy fats, and it's a load of protein. So it's like a super natural way of getting protein into your diet as well as omega-3. Another thing I love about salmon is it cooks in a flash, especially in an air fryer. So I'm just gonna take out my salmon fillet. I always tell you to make sure you use different boards for different types of meat or vegetables, and always wash your cutting boards after you use them because you don't want cross-contamination. It's a gorgeous piece of fish. Now salmon is a fatty fish, but because I'm putting it in the air fryer, I want to make sure that the fish doesn't stick. So I'm just gonna brush it with a little olive oil with my little fancy silicone brush before I go ahead and rub that marinade all over it. So the air fryer is on at 200 degrees and it's just gonna take a couple of minutes to heat up. So I'm gonna go ahead and brush olive oil now on both sides of the fish. So this is gonna make sure we don't have any stickage. Now let's go ahead and turn this little guy over. Okay. So I'm gonna cook it skin side down. So that's why that side definitely needs to be oiled. And the second thing the oil will do is it's gonna help the marinade to stick onto the fish. You guys ready for this? So it's just my honey mustard here. So I'm gonna put half of the marinade on the fish now. And then the second half, I'm gonna put it after about 5 minutes because I wanna make sure that I get that nice caramelization. Now, any good dish needs a balance, so I'm gonna throw in just a little bit of salt on the top. So once the air fryer is ready, I'm gonna basically, and it's now, I'm gonna go ahead and put my fish and then I'll put some tots next to it. So in one basket, in less than 10 minutes, I'm gonna have a super delicious dinner. So let's go ahead and remove our basket. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to carefully place my salmon on my basket. Guys, then I'm gonna go ahead and spray my tots a little bit. If you don't have spray, just go ahead and put a little bit of olive oil. This way, we make sure they don't stick. So I'm just gonna put them with the oily side down. Now we're gonna go ahead and start the cooking. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the timer to 5 minutes. And when you're using an air fryer, make sure the vent is totally open. So don't place anything on top of the vent. So salmon usually cooks in 10 minutes at 200 degrees in the oven, in a preheated oven. So because the air fryer cuts the time, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be done about 5 minutes. It's gonna be nice and tender inside with a crispy caramelized top. It's gonna be super nice. Can't wait to eat. Guys, it's been about 3 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove my basket because I wanna go ahead and put the second coat on my salmon here without making a mess. Super nice. So back in for another 2 minutes. Guys, it's been 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the salmon. I'm gonna go ahead and remove my salmon. Perfect. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give my tots a little flip. The tots need about another 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and put the basket back in. Timer set to 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and plate our salmon and our broccoli tots. So first our salmon goes on, and now onto the tots. I just love the colors. So there we have it. This is my honey mustard salmon served with broccoli tots. Bon appetit! Let's go ahead and give this a try. So first I'm gonna go ahead and try my salmon. If you love honey mustard, this is the right recipe for you. And 5 minutes is just perfect timing. So good. Now I wanna go ahead and try this tot. Look at how green and beautiful this is. Honestly, it doesn't taste like broccoli. It's super delicious, super nutritious, and super fun. So go ahead and give this recipe a try. Let me know what you think. And if you love salmon, but you want to see some more salmon recipes, let me know as well. I would be more than happy to cook it for you. Ciao, everyone.